there's different criterias, right? For the depending on the loan you want to get. 580 credit score is all you need to get an FHA loan. It's like that's just crazy, 580. Who can have that, And if you want a better percentage in your house and everything like that, it really, the better credit you have, the better it is. There's a down payment assistance programs. Sometimes some of them even require you a 620 credit score. Some of them require a 640 credit score. Yeah, so depending on the type of programs you want to get into, or what's your future investment for the house that you're purchasing, or what is it that you want to do, talk to us, man. But we'll figure out the ways that you could get, the programs going. And sometimes you don't need that much of a 700 or 800 credit score. You just need the minimum.
Right. Well, speaking about programs, I got a lot of phone calls in the past few days about the Cook County program that just came out. Do you have any details on it? I mean, is it done or is it still available?
It's still available, but the funds are very, very, very limited already. And the thing is that, the great thing about this program, last year they had it at minimum credit score. You have to have a 640. Now it's 620. And they give you a 50% DTI. So what that means is your debt, whatever you have in your debt,
Uh-huh.
divided by your income. So 50%, it's a pretty big ratio to fill in. So you could buy a house of, depending on your income, you could buy a house that's half of your income monthly, of your monthly salary. But that helps a lot of people to purchase a condo, purchase a home, purchase a building. And the only thing is that they offer for single family homes or 2 units, not 3 units, 4 units, or anything like that.
Right, right.
And it just has to be here in Cook County. So this year they had a little bit more money than last year. But everybody, like all the loan officers that I know, here in the company with neighborhood loans, we were all preparing our clients like, hey, you got to get ready, because
Right.
we get a little bit of wind of it, and they were like, hey, we got to get this person prepared, we got to get this other person prepared. And that's why I say, hey, talk to us first, see what's out there, see what's available. And if something's gonna come around the corner or anything happens, we gotta take advantage of it, like quick, like ASAP, because
Right.
these programs sometimes they have limited funding, and that's all they have to give.
Well, the previous programs, they had limitations on either addresses or zip codes. Is there any limitation here? Does all addresses qualify or?
So all addresses qualifying. The only thing is that you're not able to make over $125,000, I think it was, like yearly.
Uh-huh.
If you make a little bit more money than that, then you should be okay. You shouldn't need any down payment assistance. But anybody else that's making a little bit under that, hey, you qualify. There's some areas that it specifies in the system that we could search and see. Hey, is there an income limit for in this area? No, there's not. No income limit. Hey, purchase a property, and you guys could go ahead and do it.
Right. Right.
Because I we do have like nurses, we do have like engineers, electricians, people like in that industry that want to buy properties, and they want to buy the first time home, but in the Cook County area, and some areas are still, there's still no income limit. You're fine, you're good.
Mm-hmm.
So talk to us, and we'll figure that out for you.
Yeah. Yeah. I went over the stats from last month. And the market is not perfect right now. It's not at its peak. But the one good thing that stood out for me was 17%, over 17% increase in listings in Chicago area. That's a big jump from May to June. I think that's a fantastic sign for us. More sellers, there's more business and there's more houses to choose for the buyers,
Yeah.
because spring was pretty busy, but the selection of the houses, it was not the best. There was not a lot of properties on the market, and it took a little bit longer for each buyer to find something right. Um, but right now, with that 17% increase, I'm hoping that this is going to continue throughout the summer and early fall, and we can see a lot more listings on the market.
Yeah, I really hope so, because I have clients that have been looking for a month and a half, and the pre-approvals are good for 3 months. But it's hard for them to find a house because sometimes the taxes are a little bit higher from where they want to be at, or sometimes their payments are a little bit higher than where they want to be at or what they could afford a month. But sometimes you could. I think that a lot of people could get away with paying $100 or $200 over their budget. It's just not buying that Starbucks every day, not buying that Dunkin' Donuts coffee, not going
Correct,
out to
correct.
date dinners every day. Like, hey, sometimes your priorities have to come in. Like sooner than later, you figure out what to do. Like there's always a way to make more money. There's always a
Right.
way to save a little bit more money, and this is what sometimes you have to do. You have to maybe have a car that's not that expensive or shop around for different insurances. The insurances are going up as well, for the vehicles, for the homes. Even for one person, your life insurance now that we're older, we want to get one, it's going to be pretty
Yeah.
high.
Speaking about budgeting, yeah, but most of the people don't realize how much money they spend on small things, like coffee, lunch, and if you budget it right every month, especially for the time you're trying to get pre-approved for the loan, you can save so much money. You can save so much money, and having a loan officer, the right loan officer, is another plus because, on the other hand, once they get pre-approved, you don't want them to go and purchase anything. You don't want them to go and spend money on a new car or take a credit for a new computer or anything else. So very important is to have somebody on their side to guide them and tell them exactly what to do.
Yeah, no, yeah, especially we like to, like me personally, I like to show my clients the ratios, how they work, and how is it that we're at those numbers, right? So if they want to purchase a property and the ratios are like right there, like they're barely at the tip, I tell them straight up, don't buy a house, don't buy a car, don't buy nothing, don't check your credit anywhere else, don't get a new credit card.
Right.
Do not spend more money on your credit card, even
Hmm.
if it's like an emergency or your uncle or your cousin told you like, hey, let me borrow $1,000. I need it because my car broke down or something happened to them. But like, dude, I'm sorry, but I can't right now. After you have the keys to your house, after you're dangling the keys and you open the door to your new home, you're gonna see the sacrifice and everything that you have made possible in order for you to be there, to be at your home. Sometimes it's like, yeah, sometimes you have to say no to people, and sometimes you have to say no to yourself. Like, do I really
Correct.
need to buy these new pants or this new outfit or my new sunglasses or something for the summer? Do I really need to take that vacation right now and spend more money than what I have to spend, or save it, and maybe by the late summer or fall or something like that, I'll be at my home and I'll have Thanksgiving. I'll have friends over. I have Christmas. That's around the corner, dude.
Right.
That,
Right.
that's that's insane.
As bad as it sounds, but you have to sacrifice, especially when you're trying to maximize your budget to purchase instead of a condo or townhome, a house. You have to sacrifice sometimes if you have one income or if you have two low incomes, added together. If you budget right and say no to certain things for at least a year or year and a half, then magic happens. You get pre-approved for a higher amount. You purchase your house, and then hopefully you can go on that dream vacation once you own it.
Yeah. No, yeah, and that's the thing. You want to budget every time you go out, even to the movies. How much do you spend a movie? Like $50, $60, and that's only
Right,
if
right.
you and
Yeah, because you buy all the popcorn, pop, and all the other stuff, and tickets are not cheap these days. So
yeah.
it's $50, $60 for movies, but most of the people I see spend a lot of money in the restaurants.
Oh yeah.
When you go to restaurants 3 or 4 times a week, that's drastic spending.
That's a lot of money in there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and especially here in Chicago, we have a great selection of food.
Right,
I love the food
right.
here. Like I go anywhere else in the world, and honestly, Chicago has one of the best food.
I would say the same thing. Yeah, Chicago restaurants, Chicago food is one of the best in the United States, maybe even in the world. A
Yeah,
lot of tourists come here, and instead of saying, hey, we love your downtown, they always say we love your food.
yeah, no, yeah. The food is the best here, and it's hard. Sometimes you just see those tacos. Different way of tacos being made. And or sometimes like even like Polish food or Spanish food, and there's tapas. There's
Yeah.
different Polish restaurants around the
Italian
area.
Italian restaurants
Oh yeah,
selections, great. Yeah, Greek restaurants in Chicago are awesome. Not even in Chicago, it's suburbs too. There's a lot of restaurants in the suburbs
yeah,
that are great too. Schaumburg has very nice restaurants. Rosemont has really good restaurants. And of course, downtown Chicago, you can find
yeah,
anything.
yeah. So you go to downtown Chicago, you take your girl out on a date. There's like at least $20-$30 on the valet.
Yeah,
Plus the food. How much you're gonna spend. Plus, if you want to have a drink or two, and then have a nightcap. Go out to a bar, have a couple drinks. That's a $300 night right there. And that's the thing.
that's only
Sometimes,
for one or two people.
yeah, that's just
And
one or two.
imagine going and doing it 3 times a week.
Jesus Christ.
And 4 times a month. That's your mortgage right there.
That's your mortgage or your car note and your insurance and all
Right.
that. And that's the thing that some of these people don't see that. Like, damn, that meal was $300. Damn, the other day I spent another $200, and man, we went out to a Cubs game, we went out to a Sox game, we went out here and there, and next thing you know, you spent over $1,000 in 2 weeks or
Yeah.
a week maybe. And this is where the sacrifice comes in. Just put it in your head, put it in your mind. Hey, I'm gonna stay home. Couple days, I'll maybe go out one day, and budget yourself, discipline yourself into I'm not gonna be spending them this much money. Your partner, whoever you have, hey, put it in plan, talk together, and be like, hey, you know what? Like, we need to
Right.
get a home. We need to start investing. We're not getting any younger. We're just getting older. Let's find a place where we're gonna be comfortable in and have cookouts outside, and like just buy some meat and grill it in the back and have a chill night, and cook
Yeah.
the food yourself. And
Yeah. That's a great idea. I mean, I'm on your side too. Yeah. I think having a right partner in that situation is very important too.
yeah,
Because if you have a partner telling you, "Hey, let's do this, let's do that," and you want to save, but she or he doesn't want to save, so that's the same thing.
yeah,
You're not gonna be able to sacrifice. You're not gonna be able to afford certain things if you both are not on the same page.
yeah. Oh yeah, I believe that being on the same page is a big thing. Like if you find a partner that wants to go out and hang out all the time and do that, just let them do what they gotta do, and then just buy your home, buy your condo, buy your piece, and you're gonna be at home. No one's gonna tell you anything, and then you're gonna find somebody that's gonna wanna build with you and build a better future
Right.
instead of going out and spending this extravagant amounts of money every other day. It's
Right.
dangerous. But it's good too. We have a lot of people that are coming in from other different states, and they're coming to Chicago because of that. Because we have a good life here. We have good nightlife. We have great restaurants. We have nice clubs, nice bars, nice history. But everything
Everything costs
costs.
money. Everything costs money, and you know, credit cards that is at the record high right now for U.S. That's another stat there is not good. Um, Bankruptcies went up a little bit. Foreclosures went up a little bit in the last 2-3 months. They're still at a very low level. There's I don't see any crash coming, connected to it. But that's something to pay attention. Everything builds up, and may create something that is there's gonna be influencing our business.
Yeah. No, yeah, and the thing that I'm seeing too is like a lot of young kids, like 21, 22, 23-year olds, they're buying homes right now. and it's awesome, because maybe their parents told them like, hey, you know what? Their parents are finally giving the good advice, like, hey, you know what? Save your money. You're making good money in the bank. Don't buy a brand new car. Don't buy the big pickup truck, or don't buy that expensive car. Buy a home first. Get your home in there. And I see like a lot of 20-year-olds, a lot of single moms, a lot of guys that are single, purchasing a home, and they're buying the home because they want to be ready for the
Yes.
for the future. They see that things have changed in the past 10 years in their lifetime. Maybe you were 10 years old, and your parents were only paying like $600 $700 a month in rent. Now you try to find one or two bedrooms, and the bedrooms are not that big, in some areas, and you're paying over $1,500 $1,600.
Right.
And
Right.
if you want to rent a home, you're paying over $2,000. And it's like, it makes more sense. Hey, let's save up some money. Let's save up that 3%, 3.5% down. Let's take advantage of these down payment assistance programs. Maybe I don't need to spend all the money that I have in the bank, and purchase the home that I want. Like, this is my starter home. This is not gonna be my forever home. And they're in their 20s. That's amazing.
Yeah.
If you're in your 20s, you're gonna get married maybe, in a couple years or anything like that. Then your family grows, and that's when you say like, hey, you know what options do we have? And you talk to us, and we'll tell you like, hey, it's better for you to rent a house, or B, sell it, or and then your second home is like your ideal home for the time.
Yeah.
Or maybe that could be your forever home. You don't want to be moving in and out all the time.
As much as I see older people complaining about today's youth and young people, yeah, I agree with you. There's a lot more people right now applying in their 20s for mortgages, fresh off the college, or trying to purchase something. And they come with different mindset.
Mm-hmm.
They know they have to start something early, and I think that movement is connected with either YouTube or any other social media, and people that trying to teach them, on their podcasts or videos, how to manage, how to invest in their future. Same thing with going out to the nightclubs. I don't know if you realize, but I went out a couple times in the past few weeks, and I don't see any 20-year-olds in the nightclubs anymore. 21, 22, 25. All you see is 35, 40-year-olds people, and up. Um, I'm not sure if it's something there I just realized, or this is the bigger movement that there is out there right now, that these young individuals are focusing on totally different things that we did 20 years ago.
Yeah. No, yeah, and I'm saying, the difference is that 20 years ago, like you and I, our parents didn't tell us that, hey, you know what, buy a home, that's a smart thing to do, and things are gonna go crazy over here. Or hey, invest your money. Don't spend it on going out every other day. Don't spend it out on buying a bottle, trying to impress somebody else that you're never gonna probably see again. And it's a great thing that these kids are learning now. Well, the young adults, they're seeing that, and yeah, like YouTube, TikTok, they tell you like, hey, you invest your money this way, and they're gonna have a better life than what we had. They're gonna struggle less in the future.
Correct.
Then we had to go ahead and find our things by ourselves and get the knowledge ourselves, or talk to a few people that motivate you,
Right.
and
Right.
and that's the way you kind of figure out, like, man, like finally clicked on, like, hey, I'm gonna go in and invest in this property. I'm gonna, instead of putting $10,000 into a vacation over here, I'm gonna sacrifice that vacation right now, and I'm gonna go ahead and spend $10,000 on making this home a little bit better, and then we could sell it for a little bit more money. And now, hey, now you see the money coming in from that house, and you're like, hey, you know what?
Right.
Instead of taking that vacation again, maybe I'll spend those $10,000, and then we have a little extra. Make the house a little bit more beautiful, a little bit more attractive. Make a good work out of it. Make a good job, and man, sell that one again. And next thing you know, you're on vacation.
Yeah.
Relaxing and everything, and then it got paid by the sacrifice that you made, or just for the timing that you made.
Yeah.
And that vacation got paid by other people that paid you money because you did a good job. You invested your money the right way, and then you got the
Yeah.
fruits of your labor,
Saving, investing in your own property, I think is very important. I see it on a regular basis that same house updated sells for so much more money and and sells so much faster than the house that hasn't been updated, hasn't been
Yeah.
touched in 10, 20 years. Nothing has been updated, and the difference is drastic. Sometimes it's even 100,000 on the same property. Sometimes it's 150,000. So if you own the property, if you finally get to live in your house, don't be afraid to put money in it. Don't be afraid to change anything. Don't be afraid to update it, because you will get that money back. Most of it you will get it back, unless you're putting like super extra expenses that are unnecessary. Then updates. Then you may not get it back. But anything else, any major repairs you're gonna do, you're gonna get those money back.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people should take advantage of that because there's still a lot of people here in the Chicagoland area and in the Chicago area that, they've been having the home in their family for 35 years, 40 years. And, and their parents are, they're unable to upkeep with the house and they're unable to, afford, putting new electricity or new plumbing or new anything like that. And they just sell the home. So if there's opportunities like that has little issues or it has like old plastered walls and, old air
Hmm.
heating and air conditionings and all that, this is the time, to take advantage of it. And there's a lot of areas here in Chicago and the Chicagoland area, like I said, that you could renovate it to the style that you like, to a little bit more modern, and live in the house for a couple years and invest in the house. You're gonna get your money back multiplied by most times, right? And then next thing you know, you bought another property, a bigger home, or a smaller home, or where the area you want to live in. But you invested your money the right way, and you
Correct.
updated the furnace, you updated the air conditioning, you updated the floors. They had a carpet, and the floors were dirty, and you sanded them, and you fixed them up, you varnished them, or you fixed that tile in the washroom. The washroom, the tile, the tub was broken, or
Correct.
the tile was falling down already, and you went ahead and put new tile, and you modernized the washroom, or the kitchen, the cabinets, the stove, the appliances. Like it's so many.
Everything adds up.
Yeah,
Everything
little.
adds up. It really matters. It really matters when you take care of your house. Those houses sell within days, maybe even hours sometimes, when they're taken care of.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of those properties. And especially right now, when you purchase a property, the contractors are available. Like during COVID, when it was crazy, market. You had to wait for somebody to come in and do your kitchen, do your bathroom. Sometimes months. But right now, you call your contractor and they're gonna come in, they're gonna fix it up for you right away, because market is not that busy right now, and I would take advantage of it. If you need to update, I would do it. I would do it this year before the rush starts again, before the rates come down, and
Mhm.
there is huge number of buyers coming to the market and buying properties. Everybody's gonna get busy again.
Yeah. No, yeah, and especially right now in the summer, anybody that's very interested in purchasing a home or they want to know how they could buy their first property, Peter and I are available. We're gonna be available. Let's set something up right now. Maybe right now it's not the time for you to buy the house. Maybe in the winter or early winter is the time to buy a house. And then you could get a contractor that's available pretty much the whole winter because they're not busy in the summer.
Correct.
They're not outside. They don't have many jobs. A lot of people don't want to do construction in the winter, but maybe it's not that something that big, and you could live with it and have the contractor go ahead and update your washroom, update your kitchen, or update your furnaces or anything like that. Before the guys right now, furnace guys are busy. All summer long with the ACs.
Correct.
In the winter, in the middle of winter, all the HVAC guys are filled up.
Right.
They're installing new gas heaters and they're fixing up the pipes and they're fixing up the vents and all that. So it's like a lot of people get busy during the high seasons, but get ready for it. Get your contractor, get someone and then think about the ideas you want to get, and we could sit down and run your credit, see where it's at, If it needs work, we're gonna tell you what to work on. If you don't have money saved up, we're gonna tell you, hey, this is how much money you're gonna need to save up, and this is how much money you're gonna need in the bank. You're not gonna probably use it all because you get credits back, or you get seller credits or anything like that. But
Hmm.
just to have an idea, so you can have something in your mind. Sometimes people just need to be visual and they need to see it.
Yeah.
And that's why I like doing what I do, because I do like to show the clients that, hey, this is possible, dude. You just gotta focus yourself a little bit more, and call it a day.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, totally agree with you. And I would also mention, that there's a lot of questions with the buyers. If they should buy it right now, they should wait when the rates come down. And we both probably have the same opinion on it. Go and do it right now, because when the rates drop, there's gonna be a lot of buyers.
Oh
And
yeah.
I guarantee you there's going to be a lot of buyers, because I know personally a lot of people waiting for the rates to come down. And as good as it sounds, having a nice mortgage rate, this is going to create bidding wars again. This is going to create shortage of the properties again. And um, and not everybody's going to be happy. There's going to be one person out of 20 offers that's going to get that house, and that one person is going to be happy. The rest are going to continue to look for something, and it's going to be very stressful again for all of them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So if you're able to purchase a home and talk to us, we'll guide you the right way. We'll show you the numbers, how they work. And if the rates drop, all you got to do is just refinance. You spend way less money. You already have the
Right,
home. You're not marrying the mortgage rates. You're committing to the house that you're going to be living
right. Well, what's the average cost on refi, for a client?
in. It could go from like $1,500 to $2,000.
Right.
You
Well,
know,
that's a lot better than paying 10 or 15 or 20,000 over asking.
right? Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. All day
So
long.
which that's what you're gonna have to do once the rate's gonna come down. So I tell everybody, like you probably tell everybody too. Go out there, find the right house right now, because you can find something still good. Although there's not a lot of listings, you can still find something within 2-3 months. There's gonna be right for you. It's gonna be ideal for you, and you don't have to overpay. You can, most of the cases, you can negotiate and get a better deal.
Yeah.
um, and then the rates are going to come down 2 years later. Let's say you refi, you spend that $1,500, $2,000, and you refi.
Yeah. And next thing you know, you got the lower rate. Your mortgage payment dropped, and you're in the home that you ideally want to be in, and you're not, like you said, you're not paying $20,000, $30,000 over
Right,
asking price. You're not withdrawing your 401k completely. You're not asking your parents for money, to help you purchase this home, and you save yourself a lot of the headaches that a lot of
right,
people were getting. Even in 2020, a lot of people that overbidded for the houses, they were like, I'm barely, making money right now. 5 years later, because they overbid on the house, they overbid it by $50,000, $60,000. No inspection or nothing. Like
yeah,
the things you got to be ready for when you purchase a home is the inspector and then the appraisal.
correct. You don't build up instant equity. You have to wait. Once you overpay on your house, you have to wait 2-3 years to start building your equity. If you buy it right now, you're gonna build instant equity on your house.
Yeah.
A year later, your house is gonna be worth more. 2 years later, it's gonna be worth 20, 25% more.
Yep. Yeah. Right.